We are live. Welcome to another episode of Beast Talk, where we keep it 100. I'm Maurice Speaks, aka Speaks the Beast, and tonight I got Ben with me. What's good, Ben? What it do?
What's going on, Speaks? How you?
All is well, man. All is well, man. Ready to get this thing popping, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you're new to the channel, whether you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and hit that follow. If at any moment during this video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. And remember to share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. Tonight we'll be talking about the Trump presidency election. And we'll also be talking about the status of the community or the Black community or whatever you want to call it, right? We're going to get into all of that. If at any moment you got something you want to say, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. We will be addressing all comments and posting them on the screen. If you want to join this platform or join the panel, go ahead and let me know. You can let me know in the comment section, or you can hit me in the inbox. Drop the link and you can tap into the conversation with us live and in person. Again, if any moment during the video you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get into this, man. So what's going on, man? What's the status, man? What's going on in the community out here?
Well, from my vantage point, man, everything's good. Everybody seems to be in good spirit, man. They're excited about what's going on. Can't really hear too much of the complaints with everybody celebrating so much right now.
You say they out here celebrating in the street. Yeah, that's
they're happy, man. They're happy that things aren't going to cost as much. You got a lot of things being put in place that's already gonna benefit us, especially us as a community, man.
Right. That's a big deal. What's up, Angelica? Appreciate you for tapping in. What's good? She say, hey, Ben.
Hey, Angelica.
Yeah, we ain't doing too much out here, man. We here to have a real conversation tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We want to talk about the recent election. We want to talk about the status of the Black community and how all of this comes together. We want to talk about this now. I got some clips, y'all. I done stepped up the technology. I done stepped my game up. I'm going to play some clips. We're going to react to these clips. You guys can respond in the comment section. We are really going to get into this tonight. So please pay attention. Listen, hey, we're going to break this all the way down. Without further ado, you ready for the first clip?
Let's go.
Get it? All right, this is Ricky Smiley talking. He said we should be concerned. Let's see what he got to say.
States of America. We in a bad position. I'm telling y'all right now. Everything that was happening back in the Donald Trump days, the whole George Floyd days is coming back. Police immunity. They have the United States Supreme Court. They have the Senate and they have the House, and he's appointing people. I don't even think they're going to confirm everybody in the Senate. These people who he's appointing, we are headed into a dictatorship. So in the House, and he are only appointing people that's going to be loyal to him and not the Constitution, to him.
All right, y'all. So you saw that, you heard that. He said that we are heading into a dictatorship. For those of you who missed that, let me play that one more time. I don't think about it. Let's play it again if you just dropped in. Let me play that again for y'all.
There ain't gonna be no more elections. It ain't gonna be no more nothing. Nothing. They have control of the House, the Congress, and the Senate. If you think the last Trump administration stressed y'all out, you have no idea as to what you in for. What you in for? It ain't gonna be no more elections. He's gonna take over the military. They're gonna, I believe they're gonna do a mass deportation, like he said, and he have appointed people on his administration that's gonna do what he say do, and they don't care nothing about the Constitution, and democracy is over for the United States of America. We in a bad position. I'm telling y'all right now. Everything that was happening back in the Donald Trump days, the whole George Floyd days is coming back. Police immunity. They have the United States Supreme Court. They have the Senate and they have the House, and he's appointing people. I don't even think they're going to confirm everybody in the Senate. These people who he's appointing, we are headed into a dictatorship. So in the House, and he are only appointing people that's going to be loyal to him and not the Constitution, to him.
Ben, what you got? What you think about that, big dog? Like, that's crazy, man. What you got to say about what he talking about?
Listen, taking any advice from a nigga who wears dresses ain't what you need to do.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
fact, man. Listen. I don't even know where to start, man. So this is what happens when you get your information from MSNBC, right? So all he's doing is regurgitating talking points that he heard from television. He doesn't seem informed. If you look at him, he can't look directly into the camera. Like his body language is completely off. First off, that's like the first thing that I noticed, right? He's looking this way, that way, up, down. Like he's just not giving any type of, yeah, this is what it is, right?
Right.
So his vibe is completely off. And I mean, like I said, man, this guy's already been broken by the Hollywood elite. He's already been said, hey, you wear this dress, we're gonna give you $2 million or whatever the case might be. So I wouldn't take his opinion for validity in any sense. But to the grander point of what he's saying, right? He's talking about a Trump dictatorship. Oh, that's what this next 4 years is going to be. If that was the case, why didn't it happen his first 4 years, right? Ask yourself
Exactly.
that. If he was going to be a dictator, like the thing about dictators, if you're a dictator, are you going to give up power? No,
Oh.
so you're not. So if Trump wanted to be a dictator, and this nigga's going to be 82 years old when he's done with office, do you think he really wants to spend the last bit of his years of living running shit? Nah, he wants to chill. He's got a million grandkids. He's got kids. He wants to live his life. The dude got a bunch of money. He's not worried about nothing. He didn't have to run for president for shits and giggles. He ran it because he saw the state that America was in.
Right.
He saw that it was being ran by a bunch of people who have no idea what they're doing. Like the administration that we're dealing with right now has been the third term of Barack Obama.
Right.
I mean, people act like Joe Biden's been in charge. He hasn't been in charge. If you look at him speak, you know that he isn't running anything. He's being pulled every which way like a puppet. Same way Kamala Harris would have been pulled if she was elected. It would have been a fourth term of Obama. It's the same thing. So people really need to get real with what they're dealing with. Right now, you have a person that's going to be put in office who actually has an idea of how to run the country and how to run it well because he did it already.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man. Appreciate that, man. You broke that down very, very well. You know.
What do you think, Speece? What have you heard from the people in your circle from a different vantage point? Have people been receptive to Trump being elected? Do they even care? Because that's the big thing about our community. Like the majority of people that I know, they didn't even vote, and I mean that's their prerogative. You know, if they don't want to vote, they don't got to vote.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I mean, from my end, well, I'll respond to the video, then I'll respond. So, like he was saying, heading back into a dictatorship. He was saying that there won't be any more elections, and he's only bringing people in who he likes, and
And
just all.
hold on real quick. And what's crazy is these people take the things that Trump say and they don't understand the nuance, or not even. I hate the word nuance because people have used that word so much, but they don't get the context. Like they don't get where he was speaking, who he was speaking to, and whatever. So when Trump was talking about he doesn't there's he so he never said there wasn't going to be any elections ever again. That's not what he said. What he said was he was talking to a Christian congregation, and what he
Mhm.
said was that I only need you guys to vote for me this one time. You don't ever have to vote for me again.
Right.
So that's what he was talking about. That's who he was talking to in that context. But again, they're just gonna take the moment in which he said what they want to highlight, and then they're gonna spin it however they want to.
Right. Right. And that's the problem. And the thing about it is, the sad thing is, when you get large groups of people, uh, unfortunately, including the blacks, you can control them by using fear. Right.
You can't say that word to blacks more. You're
Right.
racist if you say that.
Well, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But they use fear to control these groups of people. It is what it is. And so when you say, oh man, we're going back to slavery, we're going to be back in chains, we're not going to be able to do anything anymore, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's like, okay, well, from 16 to 20, why wasn't that the case? Why
Hmm.
was the economy booming? Why did you have all these opportunities, so on and so forth? Why were you living your best life? But people don't have answers when you go down that path. So again, they use these different tactics to try to control the people, and unfortunately for the masses, it works. I think blacks might have voted Democrat 90+%, and that's the highest out of any other group of people. See, people, and the thing about it is, we're not a monolith. Black people aren't a monolith, meaning we're not the same. We're different in many ways. We have different lifestyles, different morals, values, and we come from different places. So for all these people to try to band together and vote the same way, it's kind of a sign of you all have been brainwashed because
Hmm.
again, you're all going in the same direction, but your lives look totally different. But that shows that you're being controlled by something or someone.
When do
You know
you
what I'm
when
saying?
do you think that happened, Speece?
That happened it probably began in the 1960s.
With
Like,
Lyndon Baines?
yeah, yeah. Lyndon
What
Johnson.
what did Lyndon Baines Johnson say about black people?
He said he was going to have them voting Democrat for the next, or what did he say, 50? I don't know how many
Two
years.
hundred years.
200. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He said that. And a lot of people, ran with it, and it's been true. You know what I'm saying? It's been true. People have
If
went down that path, and they don't want to get off that wagon. Go ahead.
And the thing about Lyndon Baines Johnson too, people, especially on the left, right? People like to credit Lyndon Baines Johnson for the civil rights movement and all that. They don't want to mention how it was a Republican Congress and a Republican Senate and House that passed those civil rights bills that gave black folks the rights that they have right now. So
Right.
they don't say that, but with that said, Lyndon Baines Johnson knew that if he were to give a certain demographic a handout and make it seem like it was from a specific party, that he knew that he would have them on a rope. And sure enough, like you said, blacks vote at a 90% clip for the Democratic Party. No other demographic in America votes like that. Indians, Mexicans, or Spanish, whites, nobody else votes like that. So
Yeah.
that tells you that they did something to the black community to make them think that, hey, we gotta vote Democrat.
Right. And the sad thing is, people will shame you, if you choose to vote another way. Like if you don't agree with them, or you have different morals and values, they will shame you. I can't count the amount of statuses I responded to, and people say, "Well, just tell me why are you Republican?" And I just put a list out there and people came after me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a simple list. I'm not bashing you all for how you
Right.
think you vote. I'm just telling you, you asked me to come in here and tell you why I vote a certain way, and I'm doing it. And then boom, here come the shots. You know what I'm saying? So,
They fit.
these,
They take it personal, huh?
yeah, they take it personal and they attack you, but it's not like that the other way around. For example, I'll read off that list for anyone watching live or watching this on the replay, right? The reason why I vote Republican, uh, majority of the policies lean into my Christian values, but I'll just name some, right? So I'm anti-LGBTQ. I'm against gay marriage. I'm anti-abortion. I'm for gun rights. I'm for a closed border, right? I'm not for illegal immigrants receiving our tax dollars. Um, I believe in less dependency on government assistance. Now, of course, there are people who need that, and I want them to get those funds and get that support, the ones who truly need it. But I'm more so for people leaning into personal responsibility, right? And I also want to combine the church and the state, right? Many people want to divide it. They want prayer out of schools. They want this. I want it to actually be joined. Um, and the thing is, many people have started moving away from God, right? And you can see it in the way that they vote. You can see it in the lifestyles they live, the things they indulge in. Many people have moved away from God, right? So I want that order to be reinstilled. So just to name a few, those are the reasons why I lean Republican. You know,
Right. And that. So the label Democrat and Republican has always been something that's really been boiled down to I don't know, to separate folks, right? Because I've never considered myself a Republican. I voted for Obama the first year I could vote.
so did I.
I voted for Obama the second time I could vote.
Me too. Yeah,
Um,
I'm a new. This is new.
right, right,
Discovery. Let me put it like
and you know what? I didn't vote for Trump in 2016 to keep it hot.
that. I did. But I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that though. I don't
Nah,
see nothing.
but I did, and to be honest, I was really in the mix where I wasn't politically savvy. Like I didn't have I wasn't doing it on my own like volition. I had no idea what was going on. I was just following what everybody else was doing. Right? If you were black, you voted for the Democratic Party, or you didn't vote at all, or whatever the
Right.
case might be. But I, to consider myself a Republican, I don't know because I don't. It's not that I don't agree with the Republicans. I think they're weak.
Okay.
I don't think they stand for the things that they should.
Hmm.
Um,
And see, I don't associate it with like I agree, but I just look at the policies and I say, all right, this is
well,
it's okay.
they're
It's
definitely closer to I would want where I would want society to go than the Democrats. But with that said, like let's just take Trump for instance, because I'm not gonna sit here and say I agree with everything Trump agrees with
right,
because I
right,
don't.
right,
Because Trump's a lot more LGBT friendly than I would be. He
right,
panders a lot more to them than I would. Because like you said, I don't agree with the agenda. I don't agree. I don't think marriage is a constitution that should be between anybody but a man and a woman.
right.
I um his stance on guns is a little suspect. I'll give him a second chance to um to redeem himself in that regards because his bump stock ban I think was definitely against the Second Amendment. Um and I didn't agree with him shutting down the economy because of COVID. So
Yeah, but and see what I don't want to do is get into splitting hairs. So yeah, nobody.
absolutely.
There's no one that's gonna be, oh man, everything they got going with it. whether it's a party or a person.
You're right.
So
Nobody's going to be perfect.
that's the mistake that a lot of people do. They try to split hairs and, well, I don't agree with that. It's like having a favorite sports team, right? You don't agree with everybody your team drafts or cuts or the calls they make, but that's still your team. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. That's your team. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I view the political stances. Yeah, of course I don't. But I'm
You
not
just call a spade a spade.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here and well, yes, I didn't agree and that. But I think a lot of people do that. Not saying that's what you're doing, but a lot of people do that. They almost try to. I look at it as almost like even the score, kind of say like kind of lean to people who maybe do have negative things to say. So it's like, hey man, I'm kind of with you, man, because look, man, I don't agree with this, and this about them. And like what I don't do that. I'm like, nah, here's where I'm at. Of course, I don't agree with everything, but here's where I'm at. And if that's where you are, okay, cool. It is what it is. It's still love.
Yeah.
But I don't need to sit and pick through. Oh, I don't agree. Nah, that's split hair because it's gonna be you're gonna be like that the rest of your life. Every time someone is up for election, you're going, well, I don't want to get into that game.
And that's what we're missing in the dialogue between individuals, right? We're missing that. I disagree, but well, I don't say it. I disagree with this, but this is where I'm at. The other person's going to be well, you still agree with him, so you're ostracized from the rest of society.
That's the best part. Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna jump on to the next clip. We're gonna try to roll through some of these. All right. So next clip. This is from Anton Dan's channel. If you're watching this live or on a replay, go check him out. He's got a great channel over there. He's doing big things. All right, without further ado, let's get into this.
I don't understand because they were the ones who didn't want us free from slavery. The Republican Party freed us from slavery. I have a grandfather that was freed from a Republican when he was a slave. So I have no clue how the Democratic Party became the voice for the Black community or the leader or the god of Black America. But I honestly feel like it's a scare tactic that they're using. And it's disgusting. I wouldn't listen to these celebrities. I wouldn't let them lead me to a well of water if we were in a drought. I will never listen to any of these celebrities. They're not for the Black community, because when our Black men out here killing each other, they're silent. When our Black women out here acting a fool, they're looting and robbing these stores over in California and stuff like that, the Black celebrity community, they're silent. The only time you see them come out is when they need to push fear, or when a Black man or a Black woman we have an incident with a police officer, then here they come. You know, so I just don't like. I think they're leading us down the wrong path, and if you listen to them, it's not going to end well for us, because when you push fear, it creates aggression, and then it turns into a possible war. The Black community is not ready for a war. We're going to get ourselves into something that we can't win. And I think it needs to stop, because it's going to get really bad for us. You keep pushing this fear. What's the end out? What's the ending to this? Because I don't see any of our Black men able to stand against any, if you want to call them white, if you want to call them conservative, whatever. I don't see us in where we can stand against anybody right now. You keep pushing this here, and you're gonna cash. You're gonna write a check. Your ass can't cash.
Now hold on, now everybody. I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna win the race war, but let's not.
You're just tapping in. I'm gonna play some of that.
The Democratic Party, for some reason, feel like as long as Black people fear going back into slavery, that they can have a hold on us, which I don't understand, because they were the ones who didn't want us free from slavery. the Republican Party freed us from slavery. I have a grandfather that was freed from a Republican when he was a slave. So I have no clue how the Democratic Party became the voice for the Black community or the leader or the god of Black America. But I honestly feel like it's a scare tactic that they're using, and it's disgusting. I wouldn't listen to these celebrities. I wouldn't let them lead me to a well of water if we were in a drought. I will never listen to any of these celebrities. They're not for the Black community, because when our Black men out here killing each other, they're silent. When our Black women out here acting a fool, they're looting and robbing these stores over in California and stuff like that, the Black celebrity community, they're silent. The only time you see them come out is when they need to push fear, or when a Black man or a Black woman we have an incident with a police officer, then here they come. So I just don't like. I think they're leading us down the wrong path, and if you listen to them, it's not going to end well for us, because when you push fear, it creates aggression, and then it turns into a possible war. The Black community is not ready for a war. We're going to get ourselves into something that we can't win, and I think it needs to stop, because it's going to get really bad for us. You keep pushing this fear. What's the end out? What's the ending to this? Because I don't see any of our Black men able to stand against any, if you want to call them white, if you want to call them conservative, whatever. I don't see us in where we can stand against anybody right now. You keep pushing this fear, and you're gonna cash. You're gonna write a check. Your ass can't cash.
Now, hold on, now, everybody. I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna win the race war, but let's not.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. What are your thoughts on that? Had to play that one twice.
She was spitting facts, wasn't she?
In fact, yeah. Yeah, that was good. And spoke about how they pushing fear and not listening to these celebrities and athletes, and just how, and also how the Democratic Party was the party of slavery, and it was the Republican Party who freed the slaves. So there's a lot of mixing up going on, and rumors about how parties switched and stuff, but now the parties ain't switched.
You had like 3 senators that switched over, and then they say that the whole
Right.
switched. Yeah. So it was definitely refreshing to hear somebody who actually knows what's going on say something. And you had that guy over there trying to rebut, talking about that I don't know if we would lose. Like, bro, get real. Black people only make up 13% of the population, man. If you think, and so when you take into that, you can't think that Black women are going to fight that fight. So Black men make up 6-7% of the fighting population. You really think that's going to be a war you want to get into? Nah, bro, that's not what you want to do. It's not going to end up good for you. You're going to set yourself up for failure. But it was interesting, and we touched it a little bit earlier about how when she said she doesn't know when she doesn't know when Black folks started thinking that Democrats were the savior of Black folks. It was definitely in the 60s when they started giving out free money to women on welfare, saying, "Hey, if you don't have a man in the house, we're going to cut you a check. We're going to take care of you and your baby, and we're going to be your daddy." So you got daddy government instead of having the real father in the house. That's when it happened. And since that point, they never looked back. It was like, okay, well, we can have fun, we can hook up, but you ain't gonna be my husband.
Right.
And it's just been it's cultivated a culture that has a lot of negative, like, results from what from the decisions that they've made. Like you look at it, you have the lowest marriage rate is coming from black women.
Yeah,
You 26%. That makes no sense. We got a lot of lovely black women out here that deserve a lot better. You have the lowest uh, fathers in the home,
Yeah.
which is gonna do nothing but cause a um a problem with the children being raised up. Because I mean, and think about it, they knew having a father in the home was a problem because that was something that Barack Obama spoke on when he ran in 2008.
Right.
Yeah, he said that the fatherlessness in the home was a direct pathway for the son to end up in jail, for the son to end up homeless, for the son to not earn the same type of wages as his counterparts. He knew it was a problem. And yet you don't hear the left talk about how that's a problem nowadays. You don't hear any of that type of stuff. All you hear is fear mongering, like she said, pushing pushing fear from the other side of the aisle, from people who don't think like you. Oh, you can't vote for them because they're going to do this, that, and this. But
Mhm.
but yet they're not talking about the problems that are actually in the home.
Right. Yeah. You did. You spot on. Yeah. That's big, man. That's big. Yeah. Yeah. She laid it down, man. She calling out a lot of stuff. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on, and again, you get shamed if you vote another way. But again, she laid out everything, and she said she even has a grandfather, great grandfather, whatever the case may be, who was freed by, the Republican Party. So anyway, yeah, it's a lot going on, and again, these athletes, they get out here, these celebrities, they get out here, and they push, push, push for blacks to vote Democratic, right? So when you see all of that, you kind of start scratching your head, like,
Well,
hey,
what kind of life are they living, man? They're not
right,
working. They're not working for a paycheck that they need to pay their rent for the next month, man. These people are getting paid like they're not living. If anything, they're living like white people.
right, right, you know. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's a wild thing. It's a wild thing, but they gonna keep pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I just hate.
I don't think that fish biting anymore. Those species, man. I really don't. And the thing is, the Republican Party doesn't need black people to vote for them to win an election, and we see that right now. They don't need our vote. The Hispanic population has superseded the black population. So, and
I
and
think
what's crazy is, and you've said this before, is black people in general are more conservative in their ideology than anything, but
yes,
it's the departure from God
yes,
that has crippled us in that regard.
yeah,
So we definitely need to have a coming to Jesus moment, to say the least, in order to get our things together, and so we can actually correct the problem that we have right now. I mean, no, nobody wants to see anybody um, get harmed in a police encounter. But why does that happen? It happens because we're we're told that the police are people that want to hurt us. So we automatically go into these situations with aggression.
yeah,
We automatically say, "Oh, what you want? Oh, I ain't do nothing." Like we have this type of mentality that's like when police already have a stressful gig to begin with.
right, right,
And when they encounter somebody who's coming at them with aggression, they don't know that person from Adam or Eve, right? So they don't know what this person's capable of. So I mean, they're going to be on guard. So you're setting yourself up for failure when you go into that situation with aggression. I
Right.
mean, I can't tell you the amount of situations that I've been with the law, and bro, I just had a flashback of some crazy stuff that happened, man.
Hopefully, good experiences.
I mean, good, bad, and different.
All
The
right.
point of the point of the matter is that I'm here, I'm breathing, and
Right.
I've made it past that. Like for
Like,
instance, I'll tell you this: it was me in the car with four other people of color, four other blacks,
okay.
and me and the person in the back seat with me were underage, under 21, right? And the two people the person driving and the person in the front seat were over 21. We had open containers. We were going to the Ant Club in Greensboro. If you're familiar with North Carolina, Greensboro, you know the Ant Club used to be the spot to go to on the weekend. So we were going to the Ant Club, and we got pulled over right on Elm Eugene, going to the club, about to be there, and the police pull us over because of dead tags,
Okay.
and so we didn't have bottles per se, but we had cups with liquor in it.
Okay.
Because the people in the vehicle with me knew how to conduct themselves like actual civil human beings. The only thing that happened was we poured out the liquor and he took the tags off the car and we had to find another way home.
Okay.
Had Right. So had that been any other type of situation, had that been somebody who didn't know how to act, it could have been a lot worse.
Right.
But I mean, these police don't give a fuck, man. All they want to do is get home, go to their family, and get to the next day. Like these people are living life just like you and me.
Yeah.
That's it, man. And they don't
Yeah.
want to fill out, and they don't want to fill out the crazy paperwork that comes with arresting four people.
No, heck no, man. That's a report after the wazoo.
So
You know.
so miss me with this. Don't nobody want to shoot nobody when they don't have to.
Right.
9.5 times out of 10, if somebody has to use their firearm, it's because they felt like they was about to get killed.
Right.
But you can't say that because you're going to be labeled a tap dancer or whatever the case may be.
Right. Right. And it's sad, but you spot on, man. Yeah. A lot of people bring that stuff on themselves, man. It's a rare occasion where you got a bad cop or whatever the case may be, and things just go wrong, go left real quick. But in most cases, people bring that stuff on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, we're gonna jump to that next clip so we can kind of get to do it. This one's a little longer than the other ones. So let's go jump into it, man. Here it is right here.
For Kamala, because they said the reason Trump won last time is because black men failed to come out and vote. Well, most black men can't vote.
Mm.
Saying most black men got a record, or they're not even interested. So they tried to use a shaming tactic toward black men. That's why you started seeing commercials highlighting the fact that black men need to get out and vote. That's why they went and got the ass and the. Think about this. That's why they went and got the women who shake their ass and pop their to put before, because they know what black man like ass and.
So it kind of make you think like, dang, so that's what they really think about us. They feel they can just have a lady on stage twerking and then we about to just run to the polls because she's up there shaking her ass or whatnot.
Well, they went and got, they know most of us follow a woman to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
So they went and got the ass and but they went and got the woman who our women idolize, Beyonce, the Beehive. So they went and got our women idols, put them on stage, and the traits and the characteristics of ass shaking is what made most black men tune in.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe that the black culture have a problem or have a issue or something that we need to fix to better ourselves as a people, where they won't feel like, you know what, let's send somebody shaking their ass so we can get those votes. Like, what do we need to do as Black people for them to start respecting our votes? Because it's like
we need to self-educate. So we need to educate ourselves inside the home, because that's where education starts at. Education begins in the home. We're not educated in our homes. Most of us can only say A, B, C, D, E, F, G by the time we go to school, and we don't know nothing else. Most of us, our families don't have the multiplication charts teaching us that before we go to school. Most of us can't count to 100 before we go to school. So we completely rely on our public school system to educate us when it really miseducates us. So we don't have a family unit. One of the strongest part of being educated, homie, is coming from a strong family. A family that values education. So they know we don't value education. That's why they bring us entertainment. So they rely on the uninformed voter. That's why most of us don't know, most Black people don't know anything about the platform. We're looking at skin color. Most of us don't know anything about the candidate. We look at skin color. And before Dr. King died, part of his I Have a Dream speech was to judge me by the context of my character and not by my skin. That's what they getting us to vote on. Skin color. Oh, just because she's Black. So we're not voting based off the context of the character. Because if we was doing that, we would ask some questions. Why don't we ever see her with her white husband and her 2 white kids? They never showed us a complete picture of her and her family. Every other presidential candidate, every other elected official always get on stage with their family. She never did that, not one time during the campaign.
Do you think that a Black man that was running for president and had a white wife would have been able to make it as far as Kamala did?
That's why Obama's no to answer your question. That's why Obama, if you read his book, Obama dated white women, but he knew he couldn't go far in politics dating a white woman. There's no way Black America will elect or vote or support a Black man that has a white wife. That's why Black women won't get behind Candace Owens, because she got a white husband.
Now, when I say that, it's a problem. I told him, I said, listen, if Barack Obama didn't have Michelle Obama, it works in his favor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, Kamala can get away with that, having a white husband, because it's, you know, of course it's a double standard when it comes to who you're marrying. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, they strategically kept her husband out of the picture.
Right.
She came to play Black. She can't play Black with this complete white family. So we're voting off what we see, not what we know. Think about what I just said. We're voting off what we see. Oh man, we got a Black president. Man, he got a white mama. That nigga really ain't Black. His wife made him Black. The woman he lay down with made him Black. She helped him produce Black children. She has no children, but she's married to a white man with 2 white kids. Had they gave us that complete picture, it would have been hard for any Black woman to accept. And let me just say this. America, white America, will never let their slave run the country.
If you were involved in a car accident, you were not at fault, listen to this.
All right, y'all. You thought that you heard that?
Don't understand.
So, shout out to Michael. Appreciate you for tapping in. You say use your own brains. Think for yourself. Stop looking at color and look at your own goals. Do they stand behind their oath to America?
Right.
So he's speaking, I think he's speaking to, like, you know, how Blacks, they look at the skin, they look at this, they look at that, but they don't think for themselves. And not all, but a portion of them, you know, vote based off of skin tone, this, that, and the third, or whatever the celebrities or rappers or athletes are telling them to do. That's how they vote. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for tapping in, Mike. Yeah, he said a mouthful there, Ben. He said a mouthful. Definitely on point. And just so some of y'all, you know, you may not know what he's talking about. Let me play this real quick for y'all. If y'all don't remember seeing some of the tricks that the Democratic Party tried to do to win votes. Check this out.
Lifestyle women, tank fitter. It never happened if the what happened. I'm a hot girl. I do hot. Finish saying come on my outfit. I don't girl, hot too hot.
Right. So,
Party of slavery. So when you understand history,
right. So they try to bring Meg in to do that. And that's what he was saying. Like, that's one of the tactics they use to control the minds of the people to try to get votes. And obviously it didn't work. But yeah, man, you said a mouthful. Of course, we got to start educating ourselves in the households. We've got to get back to leaning into our moral values and not following the devil. Let me just put it out there, you know. But a lot of people, vote the way they vote because of the people who came before them. They vote the way they vote because of different scare tactics that the other parties use. Again, in the Democratic Party, they just try to continue to brainwash the community year after year after year. But this year, it did not work. What you got on that, Ben?
I don't know. I thought it was interesting when White was talking about how you didn't see Kamala Harris with her husband.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that was a real interesting point. I do disagree with him talking about how it was because he was white. I think it was because he just wasn't a guy that other men could relate to, or like other like a guy that was just like he to me he just seemed like a simp. Like he just wasn't he just wasn't a man's man, you know? Like had her husband been somebody like Gerard Butler or like Russell Crowe or somebody like that, or somebody that was more masculine, I think it would have been a little different. But because he just seemed like he was a dude who followed his wife's um, like that he listened to everything that she said, like he didn't stand on anything his own. I think that's why men didn't respect him. So and
I don't think he came off that. I don't. When I think of him, I don't think of him in that light that you said. So that's why I would say that would be a challenging point to make if you say, well, they didn't do it because he come off as a simp. I think when I saw him, I didn't see a simp. I mean, to me, he looks like a strong man. I don't. When I saw him, I didn't see a weak man. Now we could argue because of the political positions, her being the one who's in office, so on and so forth.
well, the reason being is because he was talking down on masculinity and how it was okay to have a woman in charge and stuff like that. Like that type of rhetoric just comes off really weak to me.
But again, that leans into the Democratic. I think that leans right into
absolutely.
So I don't think that's why they didn't do it, because I think that goes right to what you were saying. Just like her running mate, he was the same way. He was the tampons in the men's bathroom on a sports team. So I think that
that's just a byproduct of being on the left, man. They're just weak men. Yeah. And I said this on my Facebook, like if you feel like you're gonna vote for the Democratic Party, you might want to get your testosterone checked.
Right.
Like that might need to be something that you want to do. If you're a man and you're thinking about voting for a Democratic candidate, then you might want to see if your levels are all right, because you might not be in the right headspace right now.
Well, you talking about millions of men right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, they got fluoride in the water, Speece.
Yeah.
And listen, that's why I'm so happy about Trump's cabinet picks, man. He got people that are gonna really be challenging the status quo right now.
Okay,
And you know that Trump is doing the damn thing because he's got these people up in they fucking feelings. They don't know what's going on. They're trying to slander everybody that Trump selected. And the crazy thing about it is did we watch something that said I don't know if we watched something, but people are feeling some type of way that Trump's picking people who agree with him and are
Right.
loyalists to some type of agree. But I mean, tell me one president that doesn't pick somebody in for their
Right.
cabinet that doesn't agree with their agenda. Like, miss me with
Yeah.
that, man.
Rick Smiley was trying to make.
Oh, Rick Smiley said that. Yeah, like, nah, bruh. Trump's picking the right type of people because he knows that shit needs to change. Like,
Right. Right.
look at his cabinet picks. He got RFK in there. He's gonna get shit straight with the FDA. You
Right.
the pick he just did yesterday, Cash Patel for the FBI director. And what he's doing is he's picking people who have been directly affected by the cabinet in which they're in. Same thing with Tulsi Gabbard. Um, Matt Gaetz. So the thing with Matt Gaetz was his pick for Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. I think he did that as like a feeler because he knows that there are people in the GOP who don't really rock with him. So
Right.
he wanted to see who was really on his side in the Senate and who wasn't. And he was able to do that with the Matt Gaetz pick because he got three senators, Mitch McConnell, the new speaker, who is what's his name? The new speaker and somebody else. So he got three people in the Senate who he knows are going to be a problem because of that Matt Gaetz pick. And he ended up picking the attorney general from Florida, this chick, I forgot her name also. But I think she was going to be his original pick. But Trump's playing chess, not checkers, man. He knows this isn't his first time in there, and I'm so thankful that we got Trump in 2024 as opposed to 2020 because having him in 2020 right after the pandemic, I don't think he would have been able to do the amount of things that he's going to be able to do right now.
Yeah, the timing was good. Yeah, I agree with that. The timing was really good. Yeah. So, in your opinion, with the amount that voted one way, is it too late for a large portion of the community? In your opinion, is it too late, or what are your thoughts on that?
That's tricky, man. I don't want to say it's too late, because again, we got as much time until Christ come back. That's what we're working with.
Okay.
Um, what we need to do is we need to hit the ground running. Like the things that are gonna benefit. And again, the thing with Trump, he's gonna put things into place that's gonna benefit all Americans, and by doing that, it's going to benefit Black Americans just as much.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be challenging because you have a whole media apparatus, television, celebrities, all these type of people that are going to do nothing but pump fear and hate rhetoric towards him. But with that said, I'm really optimistic because I really think that people are moving away from listening to everything that these people are trying to sell them because they know that it's nothing but fear, and they know that there's a reason why Trump got the majority vote.
Okay.
So I don't know. we just need to be vocal, Speaks. We need to be able to speak to the things. We need to be educated in the things that are going on, and we need to at least with a certain there are some people out there who are just too far gone, right? But we need, for those who aren't, we need to give grace and figure out a way that we can reach people who are really just hungering and thirsting for the truth,
Yeah.
and give it to them in a way in which they'll be able to receive it the same way you would do when you're ministering to somebody, because whenever you're out witnessing, you're going to come across a whole bunch of different people who are of all different walks of life, and not everybody's going to be receptive to the gospel, right? And it could be because of all different types of things. They had bad experiences in church. They had people who claimed to be Christians who really weren't, or whatever the case may be. So what you want to do is you want to lead by example, and I mean I wear this Trump hat everywhere I go. Right, I
Yeah.
I've worn it since I got it at the rally when I went to it in Greensboro. And with that said, I come across all different types of people, and it's uncanny how much love I get no matter where I go with it. But with that said, I want people to know where I stand politically, and with me standing there, you can still relate to me. You can still um, be comfortable with me, and we can still have a civil discord and a conversation, and maybe even get close to one another, even if we're politically different. Like I got so many people who are who don't agree with me politically, but still call me on a regular basis because they just rock with me, and
Yeah.
and that's cool. You don't need to agree with me politically. I don't give a damn.
Right.
I care about you as a person. I don't care about where you stand politically.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And to answer the question, uh, are they too far gone, or is it too late for a large portion of them? I'm gonna say yes. And I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is Beach Talk. I'm always keep it 100. Yeah, it is too late. Because if you sit and you have a conversation with large groups of them, I'm talking about high percentages, you will see you are not gonna break that wall.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about the small portion now. Small portion, yeah, they're good, they're open, they want to learn. You can talk to them, they're open, they're cool. But the large majority, there's no, again, when you go in 90 plus percent and the 90 plus percentile, one group, I'm sorry, it's just too much of a deficit.
so
If
what
you
are we
said,
talking,
as
Speak? Like 70-30, 80-20,
far as what?
the percentage. You said large portion of it. So so what do we think? Do we think it's like 60-40, or what?
So the thing about it is this: a lot of blacks are doing very well. You see what I'm saying? So let me say that. So they'll be fine from a general standpoint. Like
Okay.
they're doing better. They're doing very well. But from a political standpoint, as far as their mindset politically, like what they lean, what they vote on, and what I'm saying is the amount of brainwashing that has been done, meaning they can't get off of that porch when it comes to that. I'm looking. I mean, you might get it down to, I'm gonna say 85% of them ain't turning.
Mm,
I'm gonna say 85. I say 15% are like, all right, yeah, we going, all right. But a good 85, they not moving. They're not gonna move. Their ancestors have taught them one way. Of course, family, friends, the celebrities and athletes who they look up to. I mean, it's just deeply embedded in them. And you can have a conversation. I talk to guys every day, and I break down different points, and they say, you know what, I see where you're coming from, but I can't do it. They say, I see where you're coming from, but I just can't do it. And I'm like, wow, really? Witness, don't you like it better this way? Didn't you like it better when the economy just said, yeah, but still? And I'm like, wow, like it's just no breaking through it for most of them. Now, some have changed. Like this time around, I did see more kind of coming out like, yeah, man, we on this other side. And I was like proud, like, okay, cool. But the vast majority, and again, you can tell it by if you enter someone's status or whatever in that comment section and you say, hey man, I'm with this side, I'm on this side, and you can just tell them why. You ain't telling them what they need to do or nothing. They will come for your neck. That's when you know you're like, dang, you attacking me now? Like I ain't coming here to attack nobody. We just here talking. And they come across this way and they blah 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 blah. And that takes me into the next thing that I want to go into, and is there a legitimate reason, for them to at this point, spew out hate, or racism, reverse racism, right? And I say no. In this 21st century, it's not reaching back into the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s, saying, oh, well, these people did this to this group. Listen. Let's wash our hands with that and move forward. We keep reaching back when a lot of people have never even experienced racism on that level. Real racism, they haven't experienced it. Yeah, this person, yeah, they ain't hold the door, or they ain't let me get over in traffic, or they said this about me. But nothing that is very detrimental to someone's life. You see what I'm saying? And what people tend to do, and what I want to call out is they will see one group of white people who don't, let's just say they don't like blacks, right? It can be in a certain town. It can be this person, that, but it can be a particular officer in a city that did something that got caught on camera. And people will say, oh, I hate all white people. Oh, no. And I say, no, that was one situation. That was one town. There's billions of others out there. So to say now you hate all of them, that's insane. And we gotta that's a part of maturing. We need to do a better job maturing and growing up when it comes to stuff like that. We got to get away from that in the black community. A lot of people hate, and it's like it ain't right, you know. So on a grand scheme, no, I do think it's too late. I do think it's too late for many of them. They're not turning back, and there is no legitimate excuse to practice hate against another race or other races in the 21st century. A lot of
So, so
very
no
well.
to affirmative action.
Affirmative action. Um, that's a tricky one. We'll have to break. We have to break a whole lot down. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's them. What set certain parameters so others can get put in certain positions of jobs. Kind of to try to even the score. Try to make things better in the workplace. Or does that apply to neighborhoods and all that too? Is that just workplace?
Workplace and schooling. So like lowering the standards for a certain demographic to get into a school because of systemic racism, as what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So but so to answer your question, is there a legitimate excuse to practice hate against other races in the 21st century? Um, no, there's not. Um, we're all we're all everybody watching this has been put into a situation that they can make decisions for the betterment of their own life.
Right.
Nothing's holding anybody back from doing whatever they want to. I don't give a damn what anybody says. And if they disagree, it's probably because they've just made bad decisions in their life and they want to find somebody else to blame. They don't want to blame themselves for their choices. Um, you can speak anecdotally and say, oh, this person didn't like me because I was black or because I had an afro or dreads or whatever the case may be. And um, I'm not going to say that isn't the case, but the majority of the time it's because you just weren't the right person for the job. And
Right.
if it was because of how you look, because of your hair or whatever the case might be, then look internally and figure out, hey, look at the job that I'm getting, look at the type of people that I'm going to be serving.
Right.
I hate to say it like that, and I hate it has to be like that, but we live in an imperfect world
Right.
where people are going to be able to make uh, make split second decisions on the type of people that they want in their environment, and they have they're able to make that decision. And if you don't like that, then start your own business. You have that opportunity to do that too.
Right.
That's the wonderful thing. Don't blame the patriarchy. Don't blame capitalism. Just do better, or not even
Right.
do better. Just make a better decision for yourself.
Right. 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 Yeah. I'm with it. I'm with it, man. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That was the last one we had. Anything you want to say in closing?
Nah, man, I'm just excited about what we got coming the next 4 years. We got a month and well, almost 2 months of this lame duck presidency. What's your thought about Joe Biden pardoning his son after months and months of saying that he wasn't gonna pardon Hunter Biden? Speaks. What do you think?
Yeah. I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? Of course I don't agree with it. I hear people saying that, that's just he's a human, he's being a father, I hear that pitch, he's just being a father, But he went against his word.
Mm.
That's pretty much
It just goes to speak about the hypocrisy of the left, man.
there you go, there you go. Hypocrisy, yeah, that's it too.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just huge
Yeah.
hypocrites. That's all they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
My take on it is a little different. I wanted Hunter to go to court, and I wanted him to get off.
Okay.
I wanted him to like the gun charge that he got hit with was completely unconstitutional.
Okay.
He should have never been charged with it because the Fifth Amendment says that you should never have to self incriminate, and him having to check a box saying that he was a drug addict in order to get a gun is self incrimination.
Okay.
So I definitely wanted him to beat the system in that regard.
Okay.
Now, do I agree with Joe Biden pardoning? Hell no. I think that I think his excuse about using lawfare against Hunter Biden is hilarious because all they've been doing against Trump is lawfare. The charges against him for uh, Stormy Daniels and that stripper shit was complete lawfare. So so I don't want to hear any of that. But I didn't think Hunter deserved to go to jail for that charge. The tax evasion shit is another story, but the gun charge, excuse me, yeah, I don't think he should have went to jail for. But yeah, the left. With that said, the left is just nothing but hypocrites, and we see that in plain sight. He's lied about so many. I dude had to drop out of the 1988 election because he plagiarized a speech that he gave for his candidacy.
Well, I ain't even know. Yeah, I ain't
Yo,
even know.
yeah, he ran for president in 1988 and had to drop out because he said he plagiarized his speech, and he caught so much hell for it. He said, "You know what? I'm done." Dude has done nothing but lied for 50 years.
That's a shame.
And and yeah, man, it's just more of the same old spill. I'm glad we don't got to deal with him after January 20th. I'm damn near tempted to go up to DC to go see my man get inaugurated.
Oh, really? Yeah, I ain't gonna go that far. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I try to stay because people crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You know
People crazy.
what? My old lady said that, Ben. I had a bad dream about that, so I might need to take heed to it and not do it. I probably won't, but see, I want to go out there and see history, man. But you never know, man. Like you said, people are crazy. They might try to do something wild out there.
Yeah, that's my only thing, man. I just don't trust people, crowds of people. I just can't get into that mayhem. Like I'm all for them, you know what I'm saying? But again, I don't get involved in the mayhem. I let the wild guys want to get in all that, let them do it. But you know, I understand my position. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And from right here.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
But nah,
But,
I appreciate that, man.
oh yeah, for sure, man. That was good right there, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Appreciate you for coming on. We definitely gonna do many more of these. But yeah, appreciate it. Uh appreciate you guys for watching another episode of Beast Talk. This is like politic edition, right? And again, we spoke on the status of the black community in regards to politics, how they vote, so on and so forth. All I can say is, guys, do your own research. Have a mind of your own. Stop following behind these celebrities, these athletes, and some of these other figureheads who try to tell you what to do without giving you a substantial reason as to why you should make certain decisions. You know, think for yourself. Again, do your own research. There's no reason why one group of people, one race of people, let me say, should be all voting the same. Right? We're all different. We come from all different walks of life. We have different lifestyles. We have different situations. Right? So there's no reason why we should be all lumped up in one group going after the same party just because somebody else said so. Right? Do your own research. And again, choose wisely. The people have spoken. It was a landslide victory. And that happened for a reason. That's all I'm saying. Guys, humble yourselves. That happened for a reason. It wasn't a fluke, right? It wasn't this group or that group didn't do their job. No, 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 no. The people have spoken. Go ahead and accept those results. And I love you all. This isn't, listen, this ain't me talking junk. This ain't me saying I was right. This ain't none of that. I'm just simply saying humble yourselves and wake up and stop living in denial. Stop following these fallacies. And again, have a mind of your own. These celebrities, these athletes, and these people on TV and the media, they will lead you down the path of destruction. I promise you that.
And they don't care about you.
Right. And they do not care about you. That is right. They do not care about you. Right. But again, if you're watching this video, if any moment you like what you're hearing, go ahead and hit that like button. Remember to share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. If you got a comment, leave it in the comment section. I will still address all the comments. You know, if you're watching from YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and hit that follow. Guys, we're growing fast. Go ahead and join this train. We're running over everything that's in the way. But again, I appreciate y'all for watching Unmoored Speaks, aka Speaks the Beast. Tonight we got Ben on the panel. And remember, guys, keep God first. Keep God first. I love you all. Be blessed.